Hello and welcome everyone to another video about the zodiac signs. I'm Katja and I speak from the perspective of evolutionary astrology, what I've learned through this lens so far. And I will possibly in the future upload videos to these signs again because my horizon keeps on expanding, obviously. So today speaking about Virgo. I think the symbolism of Virgo, how I understand it, is already pointing us towards the direction what the evolutionary trajectory of Virgo is. So Virgo refers to the Virgin, right? So if there is Virgo energy within us, or if we talk about Virgo energy, it is about a journey of purification and of returning things to their quote-unquote original state. This includes ourselves as individuals as well as the world around us. And this can make the journey for the Virgo archetype quite intense. So because of the polarity point of Virgo, which is Pisces, there is this connection to the divine, to infinite love, to the perfection of, cosmic love and consciousness. So there can be the experience of feeling how things could be in their untainted state. And then being here on the earthly realm, which Virgo is an earth element sign as well, we get to see the imperfection and the impurities and the pain and all the things, And this can be a very intense experience if we're working with Virgo energy. So on one hand, we might be feeling how things could be, and we can have glimpses and we can see when we are out in nature how beautiful and perfect things are and can be. And then we might look at ourselves and at the world around us and feel pretty utterly discouraged. So one of the challenges that Virgo faces is potentially an experience of hopelessness and futility in the face of the world, being like, fuck, how is this ever going to return to perfection? And so we have an issue with perfectionism for Virgo as well, which can stifle progress because there can be such an intense focus on needing to get it perfect that nothing gets done. And so one antidote for Virgo is to practice self-acceptance and general acceptance, or maybe not practice, learn it, find ways. And again, we talk about the body, I talk about somatic work. For me, it's very relevant to include this work if we want to have a holistic and, not just a conceptual approach to acceptance, but if we want to really embody it and feel it, somatic work for me is a very useful tool. Something else interesting that can come with the Virgo archetype is, if we talk about purity, right? There can be a very deep unconscious, from my understanding, memory within the cellular structure or the soul that traces back through the history of humanity, where we learned a very distorted image of purity, right? Like from Christianity, from from the major religions, basically. Learning this really distorted image of what a virgin should be and behave like and look like and da-di-da-di-da. And so this can bring forth a deep feeling of shame and inadequacy, actually, in the person that carries Virgo energy. In all of us, by the way, because we all carry these energies, right? They're just activated in different ways and in different intensities. So, yes, there can be this deep feeling of shame and inadequacy within us. All because of the patriarchal conditioning, but also because we can feel and see how things could be, and then we see ourselves and the actions that we might have taken or not have taken, and then we can feel like, yeah, we can feel very inadequate in regards to our own standards or to our own perfect ideals that we might be seeing. What I have learned and what my sense is, what can also come for Virgo quite intensively, is these topics of body dysmorphia and eating disorders, because Virgo very much deals with the physical body. Again, it's an earth element sign, and I will speak a little more about the physical body in a moment. So yeah, you know, if we feel like impure and this kind of stuff, we can reject this physical body and treat it or not treat it accordingly. So this is also an issue that Virgo can face. A resource or like a natural kind of skill that the Virgo energy brings forth is high analytical thinking, very penetrative analytical thinking, and organizational skills. And how I see this, it's really beautiful. It's because of this polarity point to Pisces, which is, you know, the opening to the divine and to cosmic intelligence and to God. Virgo serves, we come to the next aspect of Virgo. Virgo can be of service, can be a vessel of service for this divine intelligence. So the divine intelligence flows through and into the vessel of Virgo and is brought into the earthly realm, into tangible form through Virgo. And this is why Virgo has these analytical and organizational skills, because it can bring this very subtle energy into a tangible form, or can learn that. Again, a shadow expression is that it feels too much. It's like actually can be so much information coming in, can be very high sensitivity here also. And then we feel overwhelmed. We can feel overwhelmed from the sensitivity. We can feel overwhelmed from the immensity of the task. And this can actually bring us into either into, like, you know, trying to micromanage everything and getting very lost in the details. So we benefit from taking a breath, like allowing the openness to be there again, and allowing the data, the cosmic information to flow into us and through us and work us actually, and so that we are not in this hamster wheel of trying to micromanage everything, like really allowing the collaboration with the divine to support us in the process of purifying ourselves and this earthly realm. I hope this makes sense. And another shadow that's maybe worth mentioning here is that Virgo can also, again, feel so overwhelmed by it all and then kind of give in to the machinery of the world, and, you know, work then in a job that might feels very meaningless, where she still gets to use her organizational and analytical skills, but is not feeding her soul. And so a higher evolutionary road that Virgo can take is obviously like following the heart, following the soul, following guidance from above. And then Virgo can become, as I just mentioned, this vessel of service for the divine to be manifested into this world. And obviously this manifests and often as service to humanity. And in Virgo it can manifest as, you know, a body worker, a healer, a teacher actually as well. Always depends on other elements of the birth chart. Or an acupuncturist. I heard one astrologer say, because there's so much accuracy and because Virgo is about fine-tuning and refining and, yes, perfecting a skill as well. So acupuncture can be one of those things that a Virgo energy can manifest as. And another thing to say here about this perfecting things and fine-tuning. It's a lifelong journey of refinement, and therefore Virgo benefits from putting herself into teachings and basically continuing to study as well as sharing what she learns. And one more thing maybe to mention is that, again, this perfectionism can hold us back, and it makes a lot of sense to tune in. Is the perfectionism, or is the desire to be better, is it genuinely coming from, yes, because I want to be of better service, or is it coming from the sense of shame and inadequacy and I'm like not good enough and this kind of stuff? And obviously it's a fine line. So once again, for Virgo, it's quite relevant to cultivate this deep self-compassion and self-acceptance. And I mentioned this before, personally I think somatic work is very useful, or psychosomatic work. And what also helps is to nurture actively the connection to God, because in this way Virgo can also experience herself through the eyes of God and life through the eyes of God, and can take a break from possibly feeling like it's all too much, and can actually feel, the perfection that is from a certain perspective already there. And can also hopefully see herself through, the loving eyes of God or of the divine. So I hope that this is useful. If you want to book a reading, you can do so through the link in the description below, and I wish you a beautiful day. Thank you for watching. See you again through this camera next time.